Today we're going to be taking a look at what is the future of the Republican Party after Trump. And so we're going to be breaking through if Trump does run in 2024, what does that look like? What does the Republican Party look like if it doesn't run in 2024? Where does it go? What way do the Republican senators and representatives go in? It's going to be really interesting these next couple of years to see what changes the party makes, if any, in the run-up to 2024. So firstly, that is the question, right? 2024, if Trump had won, I was expecting an absolute craziness in the Republican field. I was expecting like 30 candidates maybe, all who are going to try and run for president and who are all going to be in different lanes in the Republican Party. But Trump, he's lost, so it's going to be interesting to see if he runs in 2024. Right now, I'd say there's even odds on whether he runs or not, maybe slightly favored in terms of running again in 2024. And if Trump does decide to run, I think a lot of Republicans, especially the ones who've been made in the mold of Trump, are probably looking to wait 4 years to try and keep their powder dry instead of running and then losing to Trump. But if Trump decides not to run in 2024, I think there's going to be so many people who are going to try and run. You're going to have the blue state Republicans. You're going to have Larry Hogan, Charlie Baker. You're going to have people like Mitt Romney run. Then you're going to have like the Tea Party, libertarian kind of people. You're going to have, so that's people like Ted Cruz, people like Rand Paul, people like Liz Cheney, other people. Then you're going to have the Trump, you're also going to have the GOP, previous GOP establishment, people like Marco Rubio, people like Jeb Bush, people like, John Cornyn, Greg Abbott, other people, Ron DeSantis. I guess Ron DeSantis would fit into the last category. And then the last category is the Trump sycophants. So obviously you've got Ron DeSantis, you've got Brian Kemp, you've got Josh Hawley, you've got other people, and you're going to have just so many people who are going to decide to jump in. But if Trump does decide to run, I maybe see it's Trump and maybe a few other people run. Maybe you have Larry Hogan, maybe you got a Mitt Romney in there, maybe a John Kasich. I don't see people like Josh Hawley jumping in, though, if Trump decides to run again. And that's the second question. Do they go in the Trump direction or do they moderate going into the next election? And this, again, is really going to depend on the primary. If they do decide to go in the direction of Trump or a Trump-like figure, I think you're probably going to see quite similar results. Whereas if they actually change to be more moderate, it kind of really depends on what that moderation might look like. You see Charlie Baker, Larry Hogan, very popular in their home states. It's really too early to tell. And here's the third question. Are GOP senators going to be with Trump? And this depends on what signals Trump is giving in terms of his future political plans in 2024. If he decides to run again, I think they're going to have to still be on the Trump team. If he doesn't, I could see them breaking ranks, actually. It really depends. Everyone's very career focused, so that's also going to be interesting. And then, are they going to go back to debt and deficit, or are they actually going to try and find a new way? I know Mitt Romney, John Kasich going straight back to debt and deficit. It'll be interesting to see what direction they choose to go in. So that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next one. Good night.